Good morning and welcome back to this Tokai refret. Now, I haven't made a video for a while, but yesterday, for instance, yesterday was a washout because I had a bit of a not an accident, a bit of a disaster in the workshop yesterday. I've got this 4-drawer unit under my main workbench, my setup bench. It's an IKEA affair, and it's one of them where you can only pull one drawer out at a time. When one's open, you can't open the others. Anyway, one was stuck in the open position, so I couldn't get it shut. And I've got loads of trays in there. It's got 9 trays inside, you know, like with takeaway trays. And it has not. I've got 3 drawers with 9 of them inside, and there's various bits in trays, different electrical components, whatever. And it's a cupboard I use the most. Anyway, it got stuck, and it's the second time it's done it, so I had to take everything out. And I had to basically dismantle it, and there's no way to dismantle it because everything's hidden inside, so you have to open one drawer, get inside and fiddle in. So anyway, cut a long story short, I had to dismantle it, fix it up, put it all back together, which I've done. So I lost a lot of time yesterday working, so what I've done is I've gone out and I've ordered a new toolbox, one of these toolboxes on wheels, with a top box and all this and all that. So that's going to be coming, so that's going to, we're not going to have that problem anymore. But I lost yesterday completely, so I'm a day behind now on all my work. But saying that, I still managed to work on my Tokai yesterday, and I did. The refret's done. And I was able to put the neck back on this piece of MDF. We've got a few business cards underneath this side, just holding it level and straight. We've also trustful, got it perfectly level, perfectly straight, and I've been and levelled the frets. Now the way I level the frets, you know how I do it. I've got a completely level beam. This is ground completely flat. And I have 200 grit on one side, which I've now peeled off because I've used it. I've had all the goodness out of that. And on the other side I've got 400 grit. And what I do is I level off, really easy to explain. I level off with a 400, with a 200, and then I smooth it all with the 400, blah blah blah, which it's all done. Now these, for whatever reason, frets, there were a lot needed, most of them needed attention, because even though they're all sat straight and they've gone right in, with quite a bit of unevenness. And I don't know the reason for that, but like this one for instance, I had a lot of material taken off, this second one. But anyway, I've done a lot. The thing is, I'm using harder fret wire now. It's 18% nickel silver. It's like it sits between stainless steel, which is really hard, and the 12% nickel silver. So I'm having to give it a bit more grind with my tools, my files and whatever. So it takes that a little bit longer. But all I've done, like I say, I've done the refret, and I've levelled the frets off completely. Now I've still not, if you see here, I've not taken the edges off yet, which I'm going to do in a minute using, I'll show you the tool I use, and then I need to get the bevel in there. Once the bevel's done, right, then I'm going to put, because the frets are now flat, I'm going to put that crown back in them. So the main gist of the work's going to be done today. It's going to take me 8 hours to do this today, I imagine, because it being harder fret wire, it takes a lot longer. But that 8 hours is not all work, it's 8 hours over work. I'll probably 4 hours of that is work. If you know what I mean, if I was clocking in and blah 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 blah, it'd be probably 4 hours work on that. But it's going to take me quite a while, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 5 hours. So I'm going to blob on with that today, and I'm going to show the tools we use. First and foremost, we're still overlapping at the edges, both edges. Now you can see I've got the neck taped up, because when I file these down, I don't want to be marking the edge of the guitar. And what we're going to do is the file we're going to use to get that. I've got a double sided file here. It's got 2 different angles on it. And this is a 90-degree one, and this is what I'm going to use to remove the edges of those frets. Going down there, you see I have a 90-degree. And once that's done, turn it over. I'm going to put the bevel onto the edge of the frets, give the frets that little curving just in front of the edge there, and that's how we do that. I've cleaned both edges up. I'm going to crack on with that shortly. And once that's done, like I say, I'll get the neck all taped up as we do. You know, just check back on my videos, you know how I do this. I get everything taped up, and then I'll go and put that crown back. Once I've got a crown back, then I'll start on the polishing. So there's a lot of hours goes into a job like this, but it's not something I do. I don't just do it in a day. You know, I spread it out, I spread it over time, because I don't work 8 hours a day, obviously. You know, I'll do a few hours a day, 3-4 hours a day is probably to do with work, actual labour. You know, so I spread stuff out, and I'm not always working on just one guitar, I'm working with other guitars. And I think you might know too, I've got a new tool in today. This is an arbor press, and this is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to modify this and get me fret pressing coils set in there. We're going to drill into the arbor and do that, and I'm going to put frets in with this, because Well, I was using a pillar drill, and the pillar drill wasn't banging. When with a pillar drill, you press down on the pillar drill because it's not an expensive one. When it pushes, it tries to push out, so you're not getting a true press like you will with this. So that's come. Really pleased about that. And like I said, I've got a new toolbox coming soon. I haven't gone for anything cheap. I've got, and it wasn't expensive, but I've gone for a brand Sealy. Now I've always had Sealy tools. They're really good tools, and a lot of them are guaranteed for lifetime, so they're good quality. You pay a little bit more, you pay a bit of a premium, but it's worth doing that. So hopefully that's going to come today. I'm going to pick that up this afternoon. And that's really it. I don't want to just waffle on for no reason. There's not going to be a load of videos on this guitar, isn't it? Because like all the work I've done previously, you can check all my videos. And there's no need for me to video everything on every job because it gets repetitive and boring. I'm doing quite a lot of fret work. Out of all the work I'm getting at the moment, most of it seems to be fret work. So what's the point of me repeating everything? So that's it. I'm going to crack on with this. I'll probably come back with an update sometime later if I've got time. So sorry there's not anything major to report on this or anything really exciting for you. But like I say, I'm going to crack on with it, and hopefully I'll come back later with an update. Right, good afternoon. You can't see me, but you can see the Tokai Breezysound neck. And I'm moving on now to, I've levelled, the frets have all been levelled. I'm now moving on to, I've also taken the edge of the frets off. Now we're moving on to doing the beveling on the edge there. And I've already shown with this how we actually do, we take the edge off the frets by using a 90-degree file and going across the whole length. And we want to stop just short of marking the guitar neck itself. It's why it's more difficult to do this on a finished neck than it is on an unfinished neck. It's why we always do this job before we lacquer a neck. Now when it comes to refretting, you've got to be careful you don't dig into the lacquer with this file. We have to stop just short. And I've stopped just short, we've not marked the neck at all. But when it comes to finishing off these frets, I'll go down with a hand file. In fact, I'll get you the hand file. I'll use, if I can find it, here it is. And I'll go down the edge with this number 3 hand file, Swiss made, and I'll slightly angle it just away from the fingerboard, just away from the neck, and I'll go down the side and I'll just take off these extra burrs on the edge, because you still get a little bit there. They're just about gone now anyway. Then we need to bevel. Using this file, 35-degree angle, we need to bevel these fret edges. And we do that by just going along the whole length, and we do it in I do it in one direction. And basically I make sure it's sat square across the neck at 90 degrees, and I just go in one direction all the way, like so. Until we've got this bevel absolutely right. Now you'll see, if I zoom in, I go across the edges of all the frets with a marker pen, and then I can see, by looking down the line, I can see how much I've shaved off and see that we're getting a uniform cut all the way down the fingerboard. It means we're taking off the same amount of fret on each side, and once that side's done, I'll move over to this side and do this side. That doesn't mean, once I've gone across with this fret beveling file, by the way, doesn't mean the job's complete, because once that's done with this is only going to give me a rough estimate. Once that's actually done, I'll again take this number 3 file. It's got one milled flat edge here, and then what I'll have to do is, I'm going to show it from this, even though I've not done these, I'll show it from this side. Then what I do is, those bevels I've done, I'm also going to take off the burrs with this file by filing and turning over as I do it. And you can do this, when you get good at this, you can do it in 3 strokes. You'll do 1, you'll do 2, you'll roll over as you do it, and then you go 1 down the centre, 3. And you're able to do it with 3 strokes. Takes some getting used to, it takes experience to do that. But like I say, all I'm doing now is tidying up these frets. Like I said, I've already been 90 degrees all the way. We stop short of marking the neck itself. Then we go with the bevels. Put a focus upon this, you can see where we've gone. Again, square up the file and go nice and smooth strokes. I've done this before where I've slipped with a file, I've scooted all the way across the frets. You don't want to do that because it means you're going to have to replace all the frets again. So it's always plenty of time doing a job like this. I'm going to now proceed with this side. Right, I'm going to have a look. I'm going to square up the file, which I've done. Press it in this way and nice and smooth. Blah 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 blah. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to get on with that. I'm going to get it all done. Once I've got it all done, I'm going to go down with this file again down the edge. I'm going to take this file. I'm not going to go at 90 degrees. I'm going to go at 89.5 degrees. I'm going to slightly tilt it. And what I'm going to do is just tilt it this way, and I'm just going to go across the frets. And I'm going to take off these burrs off the edges. You can feel it. You will feel it. You can just, there you go, you can hear it there. Doesn't take a lot. And then run your thumb down the side, and if it's not cutting you, you're done. So that's it, it's where I am with this today. I'm going to carry on with it, and I'll come back with another update once I'm ready to start crowning these frets. As you can see, what you're learning from me, so you're seeing how much work actually goes into a refret. Talking many hours of work in this, and it's a great job. Once you get into it, I love doing stuff like this. I love doing refrets, but like I say, it's more long-winded than you actually might think. Anyway, I'm going to come back later. I'll be back with an update in a bit. And here we go. The Tokai neck is now ready to be recrowned, and the frets polished, and we'll get it all back together. I've still got yet to clean out the nut slot from where I removed the original nut that shattered when I removed it. Didn't shatter, it only shattered along the length. It fell into 3 small pieces, which to do. Got it out nice and clean. It'll be easy to clean up that residue in there. Just get it nice and flat. We'll be putting in a brand new fender nut, which I've yet to cut. I've just had a couple of sets of them delivered. Blah 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 blah. Proper fender gear. Buy these made of a substance called cyclovac. It's like a man-made bone. So we're bagging one of them in. Blah 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 blah. Frets are all levelled. Like I say, just need recrowning now, so I'm going to get it all taped up, get it onto the number 2 table over there where I now do all my fret crowning. We'll sand down and clean all the fingerboard in areas where we've got a little bit of a couple of scuff marks on the file there. Like I say, we'll get it all taped up so we don't damage anything. I'm just going to show the frets in line, because like I said, I had to cut that rosewood just a little bit deeper than I would have liked. The frets are actually touching the neck in some areas, just about. It's not going to alter anything, it's not going to weaken or compromise anything. Like I say, there's all the frets now. You'll see the frets are looking flat, well they will do because it's not been crowned yet. So I'm going to go and crown, I'm going to get it all done. This is going to conclude part 2 of this video. I'm going to do it as a 3-parter. Like I say, I'm not going to video all the work. I've got plenty of videos of me doing refrets, and I'm doing a lot of refrets. And it's time consuming to keep video everything and get it all glued up and get it uploaded, blah 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 blah. So like I say, I'm going to keep the work to a minimum. I'm going to come back basically with the finished result. If I just show close up there, you'll see the lines going down the frets this way, where it's all, because I've filed them all flat. We're going to get rid of all them lines, them scuffs in it. We're going to polish all them out once I've got it recrowned. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to get it taped up, get it on the other table, get it recrowned, get the frets polished, get the guitar back together. That's it. All that will be shown in part 3 of the video, which will follow after this one.